is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Trading cards are in a weird spot right now. There are so many new people coming to the hobby, not just Pokemon, Magic, One Piece, even sports, and with people like Logan Paul and Mr. Beast and everyone kind of starting to throw really, really large amounts of money at these things. Tom Brady making his own card store, all these really big names coming into the space. It opens up the idea that you can make lots and lots of money, which you can, but like big money. And even though that's great, because that's a goal of mine, I'd have a business and be able to make a living off of it. There are negatives to that, which is the quick flippers, the sneakerheads and the people who are just coming in to get what they can and get out before everything starts to go back down. Because like everything else, the trading card world is cyclical. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. We just went through a low 2 or 3 years ago, and things have been riding really, really high. And that's going to open up bad people doing bad things. And there's been plenty of instances where people have been breaking into card stores and comic stores and stealing valuables and collectibles. And I just want to kind of highlight this today because in the last 3 days, I have seen 3 separate instances of stores getting robbed in various degrees of just quick smash and grabs to even one at gunpoint, which is insane. And it was full of people, broad daylight in the middle of the day. I'm going to throw in a couple of the clips, some of the news broadcasts that were there, because I wanted to talk about it a little bit. You got to be safe. You got to be careful. And I'm not just speaking about if you have a store. I mean, obviously, if you have a store, you have to be careful and go through the proper protocols of having a camera and recording and this, that, the other. But even the casual collector, you got to make sure you have your stuff in your backpack. You got to make sure you have your stuff in a binder. You got to make sure you have your stuff on your person at all times. Because as welcoming as this hobby is and how fun it is to meet new people and trade and buy and collect, there are wolves out there that are looking to angle shoot and look for any way to make a quick buck, and they will do it off of you in a heartbeat. Whether that's like some of these people in this video right now who are breaking into these stores, or just the casual person who's just waiting for you to, like, I used to run into it a lot with, I used to play Magic the Gathering competitively, and you get sidetracked for 1 second and you look the wrong way. Next thing you know, someone reaches in, grabs your binder, they're out the door. Or you get busy and you leave stuff on the table, come back, it's gone. There's a lot of good people out there, but there's a lot of really bad people out there, and they're going to do what they can to, get over on you. And you have to be careful. When it comes to these stores, I feel really bad for them, especially knowing how much work it takes to even start a side hustle, let alone a full-fledged business. I'm sure a lot of these people have loans and they have a lot of money and time invested in it. I'm kind of going a different route of not trying to have any loans or credit card debt at all, just kind of grinding the bulk like I've mentioned before. But a lot of these people don't. A lot of these people maybe are riding the wave that we are on now to try to get in, and there's nothing wrong with that. But some of these guys aren't, and I'm sure there's a fair share of them that have, like I said, take out loans. And when you have this many high value items and high value cards, you have to take precautions, and it's hard in this industry to do so. You want to show off the good stuff. You want to have a case full of shiny cardboard, your giant Charizards, your crazy Luffys, your whatever you can think of, your $100, $1,000, $5,000 slabs. You want to have that stuff out. But when you do, it's going to bring the bad attention. And it kind of begs the question, like, what can a store do? You have to have that stuff out there so people can see it. But if you went the route of maybe putting it away and waiting for people to request to see it, you can do that, but is that really practical? Because when someone comes in, they're going to want to see their card. They want to buy it right on the spot. Are they going to wait? Probably not, So when it comes to doing practical things, it makes it really hard. So when you have situations like these where people are just smashing and grabbing and taking whatever they want, it's a hard middle ground to find where you're being super safe and you're trying to do what you can to make sure the public has plenty of stock and plenty of things to go to into your store for. And not even your store. I mean, there's plenty of cases in probably the last year or so when vendor POVs have gotten really big, where more and more people, I mean, when you go to these shows, especially if you're set up, you need to have a camera because people are going to figure out a way to try to get one over on you. And it's important that you protect yourself. So whether you are a store or a vendor or just a casual shopper or collector or player, I hate to say it and I hate to keep on going on about it, but you gotta be safe and you gotta protect yourself because there's a lot of crappy people out there. And the last thing I want to do is be hanging at a store and have a gun in my face. That's like you're in a comic store, you're in a car store to have fun, and you don't want to have to worry about all this stuff. But unfortunately, we're in a time right now where you are. And one day it's not going to be as bad. Hopefully that day comes soon. But for right now it is. And just like any other situation and any other hobby, you have to read the room and do what you can to make sure you protect yourself and the ones around you. So hopefully these stores find out who, did it. There was one in this video, the one at the end where they actually arrested the people in the store. I know the owner of that store. I mean, he doesn't know who I am. It's been years and years and years, but in my Magic the Gathering days, and they say his name in the video, so it's whatever, but his name is Mark Nestico. He used to write articles for Star City Games. He had a Magic column where he would talk about competitive decks. And in that instance, where the guys got arrested, they stole from whoever. They went into to fence it. Fence it means that he was in on it, which he wasn't, but they went to go sell the stolen goods at that store. And, it's funny because when you're trading cards is one of those things where it's like, it's really easy to tell if you know what you're talking about, right? So I'm not saying you should steal something else besides trading cards, but trading cards is probably one of the weirdest things to try to steal a lot of and then dump right away. Because if you're trying to sell it all online, you're going to lose a bunch of money in fees, and that's more trouble than a thief is going to want to go through. You're going to want to go to a store where you can sell it real quick and get cash fast. It doesn't matter if you're taking a big hit. If someone's buying for 60 or 70%, yes, please. Like, it's because it's free money because it's not yours. So when you go into a store like Mark's, you can kind of keep an eye out for it. You have a close knit group, and someone like him who has a history of being in trading cards for a long, long time and owning a store like that. You're just asking to get in trouble faster because you don't know the players in the game locally. And that's what happened to the three guys at the end here. They just didn't know who they were talking to. The owner of the store knew all the right questions to ask and to keep them around and kind of joke around. And, so anyone who's thinking about trying to steal or do some crazy things, I advocate you to not do it at all. But if you did, I would say leave trading cards alone because it's one of the hardest things to do, especially with graded cards. I mean, you can get those things deactivated to where they're worthless. It's not worth it. It is not worth the trouble. I don't understand why people do it. I know people get desperate. I've been desperate, but that's where you just kind of gotta put your boots on and just kind of get to work. So hopefully, like I said, these stores find out who did it. Hope they get caught fast. Again, if you have a store or you do vending or anything, I really just hope you take the right precautions to keep yourself protected and keep your possessions under lock and key, so that way this doesn't happen to you. Because I hate to see it happen to anyone else, but I feel like every week that goes by, there's more and more of these situations popping up, and I know there's not really much you can do sometimes. It's definitely not worth losing your life over or fighting over. So if you are in that situation and someone's trying to take your stuff or presenting a danger to you or the ones around you, it's just stuff. I know it's a pain to go through insurance and this, that, the other, but just let it go. You can figure out a way to get your money back. It'll be okay. But just do what you can to protect yourself and your friends and everyone around you, and ultimately everyone will be okay. So That's about it. I just want to touch base on those because it just happened in such fast succession. I just wanted to make sure we talked about it. So hope you guys have a good one. We'll see you in the next video, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.